Hi everybody, my name's Claire from Rainbow Acrylics. I've got quite an exciting pour to do now. It's with paint leftovers. So recently I did this painting here, this sort of sunset over the ocean painting. It was a ribbon pour, and when I'd finished, there was paint everywhere. My worktop was covered in paint. So what I did was, with my spatula, I scooped up that paint and put it into different pots. So I scooped up these sort of colours and put them in one pot. I scooped up the darker colours. So I've got a few different pots of paint leftovers with different shades which have come from this painting here. So I'm going to use those for a flip cup. I haven't done a flip cup for a really long time. I started out doing flip cups. I loved my flip cups. So I'm going to add a little bit of silicone and just see what happens, see what I can create. So let me show you the paint pots. So here are the colours. I've just mixed up extra, just some Montmartre white and Montmartre gold. So they are new because I just feel that they work well. But these are the leftovers. So I've got a sort of salmony pinky colour here. I've got this very, very rich, it's iridescent because I can see it sparkling, but very rich kind of orangey, reddy, almost looks like a burnt orange. It's really, really beautiful. And then a very, very deep maroony purpley colour, and then two different shades of purple. These two pots were reasonably similar, so what I did to this back one was I just added a little bit of this blue. There's some blue in here, just to make it just a little bit more differentiation between the two purples. So this is what I'm going to use. So all of these paints have been mixed with the PVA and water pouring medium. I'll put the recipe in the video description. Obviously, I have not got a clue what paints, or the quantity of each paint is in each pot. So what I will do is link the video, the sunset video, in the description as well. And in that video, I go through all the colours I've used. So if you really want to know the colours, if you watch that video, you'll be able to find out the colours. I've got 5 half-pint plastic cups here, so I'm going to layer these cups up. I've added silicone, and I've added this, so Spot On treadmill silicone. I've added about 3 drops into each colour, and then just given it another really good mix. Just last final check that they're all about the same consistency. See, that one just feels a bit thicker, so let's just go for a splash more water. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So this is the order I've chosen. I really, really like this colour, this very, very deep red, purpley colour. But I think what I decided to do is, if I add that next to the white, I might get that colour, but then a slightly paler version of it as well, to help visualise the colour a bit more. So this is the order. So I'm going to pour some of this colour into the bottom of each of these 5 cups. So my guess is I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 layers. That's probably taken up about half. Let's go for a tiny bit more. So I guess maybe 2 layers of each colour. So that's the first one done. So let's add the pale pinky colour. Now, because this is nice and thick, it's just going to sit on top. So the colours shouldn't mix too much. If they do mix a bit, it's absolutely fine, but there should be quite a bit of separation. Now I've got that burnt orange colour. The canvas I'm using is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. I've prepared the canvas, I've put my push pins in the back and levelled it, so I'm ready to go. So I've got to decide what to do now. So I could do the flip and the drag. I'm quite tempted to do that. Either that or I do some puddles. No, I think I'd like to do a flip and drag flip cup. So just placing them on roughly where they'll be. In fact, let's just start with the central one. Right, let's flip these over. So I'm just using this little spot just as a rough guide to where I want to put it. Ooh. Went over the edge slightly there. Oh, and there. Right, what I like to do is just wait just a minute just for the paint to drain down. And just also, they've all got a little bit of paint coming out apart from this one. So I'm just easing it back slightly so the air can come down, the paint can come out, and the same with this one. Like that. So I'm going to drag them towards me. Say hello.
Hi.
So it's the summer holidays and they want to watch me. Right, so let's drag these. I get so nervous about doing this. Often I find that I drag them, but because the paint's quite thick, it just doesn't go very far. So I'm just going to, what will be will be. So I'm going to flip it over and try and drag it down towards the bottom. It just depends on how thick this is. So I didn't drag it enough. Never mind. Right, I'm going to work quite quickly because the paint's all going over the edge. So just to start with, I'm at this end of the canvas, edge of the canvas, so I'm just going to tilt over just to get that covered nice and easy. Now there is something big in the paint here, a big lump of something. I'm going to have to tilt that off. Right. Oh, there's a big lump there as well. Right, let's turn this round. Right, I have got a lot of paint on here, which is brilliant because it means that I should be able to stretch this out quite nicely. So the weight of the paint is up here. So let's just have a think. I think I'm going to move it down more towards the centre, and then I think I'm going to torch. Bring it down just a little bit. Right, now the weight is in the centre now, so let's start torching. There's a lot of air bubbles, so I'm just going to torch quite slowly to start with. So I'm keeping my torch up quite high. I'll probably get impatient in a minute and get a bit closer, but I'm trying not to. I'm going to try and stay up quite nice and high. I'm getting slightly closer because I'm just not getting close enough to actually burst the air bubbles. Right, I'm just going to leave that just for a minute. There's a few cells, but not many at the moment. So I think I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. I'm just going to do some more torching because I can still see so many air bubbles. I just think I need to get closer with my torch to get rid of the air bubbles. So lots of cells coming up now over here. Now I've got a little bit of paint left in these cups. I don't want this to show, but what I'm going to do is use it just to wet the canvas so that when I then start tilting again in a minute, it would just be much easier for the paint that's already on there to flow over. Right, lots of cells here, less in this middle section. So if you think when I tilt this, I'm going to be tilting at least all of that off. So there might be some of this still remaining. So I'm just going to torch a little bit more in here, see if I can get a few more cells. Right, let's start tilting. Oh, I'm stuck to my paper. So I'm just tilting back and forwards. If you go just in a completely straight line, all of the cells will just really become really quite oval. And I don't really want that. I'm just going over that corner. So I'm just trying to sort of move it back and forwards a little bit. And I'm just trying to get this other corner covered. Done. Right, now bring it back to the centre, the weight of the paint back to the centre, just walking it back again. And then I'm going to have a look and see what I think of the composition. So the colours are absolutely fab, absolutely love them. It's very interesting that this end panel is very different from the other panels. So part of me is tempted just to completely leave this now. I'm happy with my cells. Although I'm wondering about torching again just to get a few more smaller cells up. I think I might. Just in a few little places where there's a little bit less detail. I now remember why I loved doing flip cups. I have loved this. The excitement that you get when you torch and the cells pop up and you realise that the colour scheme works. It's just so exciting. It's so much fun, this technique. I was slightly sceptical about some of the colours. That really deep orange I was a bit hesitant about, but look at that beautiful line of it through there and through there. It hasn't overpowered and it hasn't taken over. In fact, I don't even know what the dominant colour is here. They've all seemed to have balanced really quite nicely. Let me take you in. I'm so happy with the cells, with the colours. I feel like I've got a really good range of cells. So I've got the really nice big cells, but I've also got lots of lovely little tiny cells next to them. And I think that really works well. I'm really happy that I did the drag technique. So you've got these lovely, lovely vertical lines going through the piece. Look at those cells. So what colours have you got? You've got a deep purple surrounded by white, surrounded by, oh, I'm not sure, just lots of different colours. So pretty. These colours work so well together. And the edges, oh, I love flip cup edges because they're just so rich. I love how the pattern just pours over the surface. Right, now, fingers crossed that this dries well because there's still a lot of paint on here. I think in an ideal world, I should have poured more paint off, tilted more off, but I just don't want to wreck it. The other thing I've noticed, do you remember earlier I said that this was the really deep purple panel? Look how it's lightened. I think I must have used transparent paint in it because you can, I don't know if you can tell there, actually, well, can you see my finger? Yeah, there. You can actually see the other colours shining through it. So I think it must be a transparent colour or semi-transparent colour. So actually the other colours, and there, can you see how it's kind of, it almost looks like it's broken up slightly. I think the other colours are shining through beautifully. So fingers crossed, I'll be back when it's dry. So here it is dry. It's gorgeous. The colours, just look at that gold. The gold is absolutely amazing. In fact, I don't even need to angle it. I was just going to try and angle it to show you just how incredibly iridescent it is and shimmery. So you've got this gold shimmer throughout the whole painting. Absolutely beautiful. The colour scheme, considering this was just leftover paint, I just think it's gorgeous. So it's my sunset colours, but in a flip cup. So I think I'm going to have to call this piece Sunset Flip Cup because, well, I think that just sums it up really. There's some of the cells, the details are just gorgeous. I just think it's incredible how you get these cells that are so multicoloured and you get so many different colours within cells. They're just so pretty. I've loved doing this piece, loved doing the flip cup. So I think I will probably do some more. And it's just such a good way of using up leftover paint. Great, so there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me comments, any thoughts you have about this piece. I'd love to hear it. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you hit the subscribe button and then hit the all button where the bell is, then that means you'll be notified of all my videos that I upload. And I hope everyone is okay. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Bye.